Hello everyone and welcome to the first of the spring season tournament streams. I've got quite a few planned, but right now we're gonna focus on the qualifiers day 1, and I should be following Feast, though I might be following a different clan at first, because frankly speaking, with the way that the groups have been ordered, Feast doesn't make an appearance until the second match, which means that I'll be following a different clan or team at least at first. I do hope that since Feast have 3 teams that Wargaming put me on the big Feast team, which is, I always forget the name, sorry about that. I always just identify by clan tag, so yeah. But let me just have a quick look. I'm also gonna let you look with me by taking this away, and then you can see what I'm seeing. I'm still waiting for OBS to do the whole thingy. Delay, that's the word I was looking for. And the thing to keep in mind that there's a 5-minute delay, so anything you say in the chat I probably won't react to, because by the time I do, it will be like 5 minutes later. Ultimate Feast, that's the team name that I was looking for. So in 5 minutes we're gonna start, so the room should be up pretty soon. And pretty much, this is my Asia account. There's not much going on there, as you can see. I don't think I've really played, except maybe the T26, but that was when it was a tier 2. I mostly made this account to post on the forum, but right now it's actually excellent because it also allows me to stream these games for you. I'm honestly just really looking forward to this whole season because it's going to be quite amazing. And I'm just sure that we're gonna see some really epic gameplay, even though these are qualifiers. So if I'm really honest, I do expect fun games, but I don't expect really tough competitiveness, not yet anyway, because this is basically all the teams that are there, and after the qualifiers we end up with the 8 teams that we are gonna be seeing in the round robins, and that will be a lot more exciting, I think. I remember that last time there were quite a few teams in the qualifiers that didn't even show up. So I do hope that people show up, because that would definitely help matters. And yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm looking forward to this and to all the other streams that I'll be doing, because it's such great fun to commentate on all the competitive gameplay. And when it's Clan Wars, it's just much more exciting. And there's so much dependent on this, because the prizes that people can win are money prizes. So you get actual money, not just some in-game goods like you get with the regular tournaments and all of that. So yeah, I hope that people will enjoy it as much as I know I will. And I hope that people will enjoy my commentary as well, because I know that I'm still fairly noob at this, at the whole streaming thing and all of that, and I do my best. But if you do have any feedback for me on how I could do things better and everything, please join my Discord server and just send me a message to tell me what you feel I could improve on, because I have had my fair share of competitive games as well. I have had my fair share of commentating on a lot of competitive games, but I'm the first to admit that I'm by far not perfect, and I expect that I can improve quite a bit. That being said, between the games I will not be showing you guys my own noob skills, especially on Asia server, because my ping there is very high. I do hope that the ping won't be any issue when it comes to actually streaming, but as I'm not actually playing, that I don't think it's that much of a problem. And as long as it's stable, all of that will be pretty well. I'm just waiting for YouTube to let me start previewing, because all of it is just, there we go. That's the only downside of the way that I stream. I have to basically activate the stream on YouTube itself, so I can't really just focus on only the game and basically what I have to be showing. So we're gonna see how this goes. Data is being sent. There we go. Now we are officially live, even though you'll be hearing this in 5 minutes, so that's quite useless for you, but for me this works. Let me know if the quality is alright, if I should change anything, if you can hear me alright and all of that. I'm actually also gonna activate my game sounds, because then you can actually hear what's being, well, sort of shot in the game. And I'm just waiting for the room to pop up, which should be soon. So basically that's it. We're just gonna wait and we're gonna see what happens. I also gonna grab the chat on the side because I like being able to keep track of what's being said, because that generally is quite a bit of fun and it allows me to react to some questions that I might see, even if I'm not all that much able to because of the whole delay thing and everything. So we are just waiting for the room to pop up right now, and that should be in like 30 seconds. I always start the stream a bit early because I'm never sure if the countdown clock is to when the battle starts or to when the room pops up. So we'll see. Hello everyone that's watching, by the way. And yeah, like I said, I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this as much as I do. Come on, give me a room. 10 seconds left. This always makes me nervous because I'm never quite sure whether or not everything has been done and has been programmed in the way that it should, and if I'm actually gonna get the room invite on the right account, because I don't have a press account here, so this is the only account that I have on the Asia server. Fingers crossed. I think I should have the room invite already, so I'm not sure what's going on. This is not very promising, to be honest. Let me just... I'm gonna ping the staff. I want a room invite. Why? It could be that I am getting only the actual feast matches and nothing in before, but I did ask about it and I was supposed to. And meantime, I'm getting... So, okay, so apparently we are not yet getting any matches. And that means that we have until... I'm gonna get the chart and look at the group and see when they actually start. Which is in about half an hour. So like I said, I'm not gonna be boring you by attempting to play PC, because especially with the ping that I would get on Asia server, if you want to see me driving into things, this would be the way to do it. And like I said, with the controls on PC, I'm really not that great. So I'm just gonna grab some replays and we're gonna look at that. And in 5 minutes you'll realize the same thing that I do. So yeah, I will be talking to Wargaming about getting to stream other games when I don't have the actual when the team that I'm actually following doesn't have any games yet, but I was supposed to get that, so yeah. Let's see what I have in the form of replays. Basically, I've been sort of preparing for waits like this because I remember what happened the last time. And I don't want to do it to anyone to have to watch me play. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna get a game. And it's a game in the Chieftain MK6 Royal, played by Fizzy, who is currently a recruit in my clan. And we're gonna see what he does, what could have been done better, or how epic it is. He knows people. Seriously, I love Supremacy. When it's up to me, I play Supremacy only. Mainly because I just love the tactical part of it so much more than in Encounter. In Encounter, people go to the same spot, do the same things over and over again, and they never really just... Well, basically, they don't play tactical much in Encounter. I mean, like in Clan Wars, of course you would, but in randoms, not so much. So they go to the same positions and do the same things on any map. And this is not promising for the enemy team. We have an enemy spotted now. And this is something that I can't do that. When I'm playing, I can't be typing. It's more like I want to focus on the game at hand. And I just want to just play and do damage. And I can always chat after, but not during. So now he knows that there's a guy there. Oh, there's multiple people there. And, ooh, that's a nice shot. And we're just gonna see if he can shoot him. But there's a building there and he didn't zoom quick enough. But he can make that shot. And I never understand that. People that are zoomed in want to shoot and then zoom out when they actually fire. Because the chances that you bounce are so much higher then. And that's not really a good thing, you know. He is getting some nice shots in there though. Even though he should be decapping the base in my opinion. But I think he's not too worried about that. Even though now his enemy team has 2 bases. The guy capped, so now the Conqueror can focus on the Chieftain. And he's not paying any attention to the Chieftain at all. Which I think is a very cheeky thing to do. I do like the position that he's in though. And he just manages to get missed by that Conqueror. And the Conqueror is now gaining his attention. Which I think is a good thing. But again, with the zooming out, I don't get that. But yeah, that's just me. He does take a bit of damage there. Conqueror is trying to pull back. He manages to hit that shot somehow. And basically now the Conqueror is a one-shot, but he does need to move in and get that base. Because now the enemy has 2 bases, so their points are going up a lot faster than... there's a guy behind you. You're getting shot from behind. Ooh, this is not a good thing. There you go. So it's 4 versus 4. They are capping another base now, only they're not. But there's quite a few low HP targets now. There goes the IS-8. And the E5 hasn't that big of a health pool left either. So there he goes. And now it's 4 versus 2. And they are capping a second base and they now have the point advantage. So we now still have... Oh god, why would you do that? I don't understand people talking down on their team really, because there's absolutely no need for that. It's just so rude, really, and it's not needed. I understand if... No, actually, I don't understand. There's no excuse for rudeness, in my opinion, ever. There's absolutely no reason why you should be rude to people. Even if it's your team. And if there are complete potatoes, yeah, sure, they are potatoes. But at the same time, everyone does their best to the best of their capabilities. So being rude to them for just not being able to do it is not something to be rude about. You can't expect a 40% player to do the same thing as a 60% player. It's that simple. But this was overall a pretty nice game. The position that he was in was really nice, but he did get a bit lucky that he didn't get rushed there. So that was pretty nice. So let's see what else I have to entertain you with. I am seeing a lot of comments that I can't translate, but I know Lopani is on the job. And he will translate everything. In the meantime, I am gonna take a little bit of a sip of drink. Because all this talking makes my throat dry. So next up we have... Ooh, this is nice. I have a game for you by the famous Darren, as aka Meatsy69, another YouTuber. I'm pretty sure that you all know him. He's epic. Epic player, epic guy. And he's playing a little monster that I really love as well. So let's see what happens. And we still have like 20 minutes to go before we actually get a match or a room invite. So I will be playing a few more games. Or at least like this. Not actually playing it myself. Because I wouldn't do that to you guys. I do love this tank. For those that don't have it. It's just such a nice little monster. And it's just great fun to drive around. And people don't expect it to pack the punch that it does. I never noticed that there are rocks on the ground there. They're rendered pretty weirdly, but I'm gonna see. Yeah, that they have to be there, but this is weird. So he's continuing on. He kept the base quite nicely. Didn't meet any opposition, and that's one of the things that I love about Faust. Faust is so different. Ooh, you have to start shooting now. Yeah, there you go. And the Panther is, I'm gonna guess, potato. Because he doesn't have much of a clue, and then he misses. He does have a nice gun, though. What is he doing? Not there, mind you, the Panther. This is what I mean. It's such a little monster. It's so mean. I love it. So then he continues on. They both have a base now. There's a nice low health comment over there. But he's gonna go for the KV2. That he's not paying attention to him because he probably really wants the other guy. But he's dead now, so he can't fire another shot. This is like a steamroll kind of game. Even though the enemy team is now capping another base. Darren is reloading his clip. And I think he's gonna go down to grab base C from them. And that would make sense here because you don't want your team to have more bases than you do. Especially not. This is just mean. You can just clip him. Ooh, that misses. There you go. That was very cheeky. I love it. So he continues on. They now have 2 bases. The enemy has none, but it is 4-3. So they need to be careful. Ooh, you don't want to get shot by that guy. And he's being very cheeky. I love his game style. Yeah, he does need some help there. Especially with the smasher there as well. But there you go. He's going to be able to get some shots in without getting shot himself. Ooh, ow, ow, ow. That hurt. And now he's reloading. Hello, Brian! I just noticed Brian in the chat, and he's going to be streaming EU and NA together with me tonight. Only he follows RNG on NA, and he follows First Win and Eros, I believe, on ooh, that bounce, on EU, whereas I follow R2K on EU and Primo on NA. So that's going to be fun, and basically he's my, we have a Dutch word for that, conculega, which basically means a competitor, a concurrent, and a colleague. It's sort of a mixture. And that's kind of the case. But he's a really great guy. You definitely should watch his streams as well. He makes great content. I have no idea how to earn coins with this stream. I think Wargaming is not doing it for the qualifiers. And I think that we will learn more about it later on. Last time, when we did have the coins and all of that, we got like this massive amount of wall of text to add to the description of the video, and we heard nothing about that. Wait, you can't see anything? There you go, get behind him, Darren. 3k damage already. He also got quite a bit of supremacy points, I reckon, with the base capture that he did. I honestly, he's such a great player and quite OP. There we go. 4 kills, more than 3k damage, quite a bit of supremacy points. That has to be a great game. Such a cheeky little tank. And yeah, more than half the supremacy points needed to win a game. So that's really epic. Lovely. And yes, he does have more military on than that. But this is, I'm playing it through the Asia account, so that's probably why. I see someone saying, rolling and scanner, what the fuck? But that's just like, why not? In the meantime, I am looking at some of the comments that I got. I was hoping to get a reply from Wargaming about why I don't have any games to stream right now, but I got nada, so that's not in. Let me see how many time we have left before we start this. 18 minutes. That's definitely enough time to play you another game. And let's see what we have next. Okay, we have another one. Another one by Fizzy, mind you. So that should be fun. Let's see if he talks less this time. He is driving a tank that I really like. This was my second tier 10 and I kept dying in it like instantly in the beginning. Because, well, I wasn't used to fast tanks because the first thing that I got was the Yege. And after that, this line was quite difficult. So I actually learned to play this tank because a friend of mine told me that to sit in spawn for like 10 seconds before starting to drive. Because my issue was that I was arriving places long before I actually should. Oh, you can get coins. Okay, there's a link in the chat that Scanner just posted. That is apparently the way to get coins. You can send replays on my Discord server. I have a dedicated channel both for the spring season replays, which can include wins, or if you want me to do a sub-replay video, I only use losses and draws for that. So now we see a nice Object 268 that was about to get a massive shot in, if not for the IS-7 holding back, which is sad. But not much of anything is happening just yet. And it's, ooh, that was noise. He barely saw the guy and he zoomed out before shooting. Why do you do that? I understand the whole looking around thing because that is useful. And even I do that, even though I'm miss sniper mode and all of that. Ooh, that bounced. But that's the thing. If you zoom out again and you move even like a millimeter, your aim will be off from where you were actually trying to shoot at. Angle, angle, angle. Ooh, nice. No shot. That U100 is almost gone. No, you can't shoot through the rock. There you go. Nice bounce too. The IS-7 might be in a bit of trouble here. And this is nice. He actually goes to help him. And that's a good thing, even though he has to be careful not to get shot in the side now. That was nice assisted damage for the IS-7 too. And the IS-7 is focusing on the IS-7, which means that basically our object is quite safe. There you go. That's nice teamwork. I love it. So we have the E4 over there. And he's going, yeah, no, he's not going forward. But the Object 268 is just gonna face him head on. And basically probably destroy him. There you go. And now there's only 2 guys left. This was a very cheeky game. I quite like it, to be honest. Now he has to be careful not to get circled. But he's being very forward. I like it when people are forwards with the TD, because a lot of people use it to camp and there's absolutely no reason for that. Especially... No, and Brian is not a frenemy. Frenemy is like when you're the enemy and you're also like a friend. Brian is definitely a friend. He's just also my competitor. No, I can't think of the word. There's a good word for that. So only 1 guy left. He's definitely gonna make it first and probably get the kill. Even though there's not much HP to it. There we go. 4.5k damage. Nicely done. Even though not all that much happened. He basically didn't get attacked much. Nice raiding battle though. Lovely damage. So let's see, do we have time for another? Yeah, we do. And yes, I'm doing this. I know this is not the kind of gameplay that you're waiting for, but at the same time, it's better than me just talking and talking and talking. I'm talking, but then I'm actually commentating on something rather than just making up subjects to make the time pass faster. So let's see, what else have we got? Dun 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 dun. This should be fun. This is a tank I've been dying to get myself, but I don't have it, and I'm just really hoping that I can get it at some point. It's just such a great tank. I did get to, well, not test it, I did get to drive it a bit, and I do have it on the press account, of course, but it's not the same as having a tank on your main account. Basically, that's where you want your tanks, because the press account is meant for, well, I use them for streaming tournaments, like this, because people can't message you when you do that. So it means peace and quiet, and not random people messaging you and sending you a friend request while you're streaming. But basically, I do all the grinding and the actual playing on my own account. So I really just want the tank on my own account, but also the T95E6. I absolutely love that thing. And I miss it. Basically, that tank is like the E5 as it should be. Ooh, cheeky bounce. Love it. There you go. Cheeky. I love this spot, to be honest. If you have a bit of a team behind you and you're not gonna get sniped, and you have someone like this in front of you, you can do such great things here. Oh, not even a ram. I thought for sure that he was gonna ram him. So we are gonna go to the games hopefully soon after this. Depending on how fast this game goes. I like the fact that he's repositioning himself. And basically only the greens have a base. And both teams miss a member now. Okay, now they missed two. That's not a good thing. There you go. Go get him. Yeah. I love that. Ooh, how did that pen? What the hell? You could see that that budget was really not thinking that he would meet anyone there. I love it. There you go. And that's the end of the bat chat. Now it's 5 versus 4. They have one base. Should be fine. E100 has such a big gun though. That's a bit of an issue. But he just fired. And if you can start circling him, that would be grand. But he does have a building. Why? This is the thing. If he had actually just drifting against that building, he would have been absolutely fine. Because he would have had the time to turn. And they wouldn't have had the time. Ooh. There you go. He's not even been able to get a shot in because of this. That is so cheeky. There you go. Only 3. Well, it's 4 versus 3, but there's a waffle, and the waffle is pretty much like HE-able. Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna do it. I know he's gonna. That was a fail. That was funny though. Okay, so it's now 2 versus 2, but there's a full health chieftain, and that's a bit tricky. Ooh. He needs his friend. Yeah, you're losing HP too fast here. Especially when the chieftain bounces. And he has to be careful about the other guy coming up behind him. Ooh, that's a nice bounce. There you go. That's what you need. There you go. Now his teammate is getting shots in. He might actually survive this. He's almost at 5k damage. That's epic. Guy did steal the kill, but considering there's a motion coming, that's not a bad thing. Because he didn't really have any option. There's a link. Lopani will post the link for coins. Now it's 1v1. And I think that this is a good thing to do, because you don't want to be a one-shot versus a motion, because the chance that the motion will bounce stuff is very high, and the chance that you will is not. He is running. They do have 2 bases. There's no way in hell that the motion will be able to cap enough bases, or both A and before the timer hits 1k, and they win. But the thing is, though, that some people downvote people for doing this, and the law is actually quite mean, but some people downvote people for running away and winning the game. But that's tactical. If you need that to win the game, you should do it. I am not accepting any friend requests on this account, by the way, because I really just have it for streaming and forum purposes. Nothing personal against anyone. But that's a lovely game, lovely damage. I'm also not looking at chat or anything. Yeah, picturing Rolling Swarm doing housework is just... yeah, that doesn't compute. So let's see, how long do we have left? 7 minutes. That means I believe that the room should be up in like 2 minutes. So I'm not gonna go and play another replay for you guys, because I don't want to risk it. So instead, I believe that the maps we get are... no, that's the wrong one. Come on. There you go, we have opposition. Noble. With Desert Sands and Castilla. I'm just gonna click them. This should be interesting. And Rory and XXVXX. Say that 10 times fast. But yeah, Desert Sands and Castilla. So I'm gonna go back to my trusty OBS and I'm gonna go forth. Desert Sands. This is the map, sort of like where the bases are. I quite like this map, but it's a little bit difficult to do that, because I prefer going to the desert, but there's only one base there, and you have to be in the right position to be able to dominate base B from that. But if the enemy has any brains, they will also be able to shoot you if you try to shoot base B from base A. At the same time, base C is completely secluded, but if you go there, you can also get locked in that position. So that's always... all maps are tricky in their own way, but that's one of the things that I love and hate about this map. And of course, if you shoot one of the buildings in the top right corner, which is, I think, B6, you get like the Sandworm Shai Hulud, and that's the biggest reason that I love this map, because I honestly really love June. So that's it for Desert Sands, and if we got the third battle, we go to Castilla, and Castilla is one of the most difficult maps, I believe, that we have for tournaments and all of that, because base C is completely open, base B is in a corridor, and base A is much stronger from the top side to take than it is from the lower side to take. But you also have like the hill with the church and everything, and you have lots of camping places where you won't be able to see them before you get shot. And that makes it... ooh, there we go, we have a room, woohoo! No, that's not the one. There you go. I'm gonna ready up. So that I can't miss out on that. That's happened one time before, and I'm not a fan of that. Okay, back to OBS. Basically, that's Castilla. The matches we got right now are best out of 3. So the first one to win 2 games wins, which means that it can be either 2 Desert Sand matches, or we can still see Castilla, but we'll see. I do need my camera commands at the ready for this. And basically last year, Feast was, I think I can safely call it, a bit of a surprise. Because stats-wise, people didn't expect them to make it to the offline events. But I am always in favor of saying that one good team will always beat 7 great players. Because if you don't work together, you basically got nothing. And especially with tournaments like this, it's Right. Especially with tournaments like this, it's important to have the teamwork and to make the push together and to listen to your commander and to feel what needs to be done. Because it's not like listening to your commander like have no brain of yourself. You do need a brain. Of course you do. But the focus fire, calling out the targets and all of that, I believe that the enemy team that we're going to be facing has 6 players. Okay. But yeah. Okay, I seriously, I don't know about the coin thing. We'll see. Last year, I know that they didn't really mean to give out coins for the qualifiers, so that could be it. But yeah, on the teams, we have, on Feast side, we have 3 IS-4s, an Object 140, an Object 268, and an E50M, and a T62A. I like seeing an E50M, but it's generally a peculiar kind of tank. On the same time, on Desert Sands, it can work really well, because it's quite a bully. And on the other side, we see a Grill, an Object 140, an SCB, an E100, a 268, and an IS-7. You can go literally all the way there. Aw, thank you, Apocalyptic Rain. That's really sweet of you. I just got a donation. That's really nice. So yeah, we start in 2 minutes time with the actual games. And basically, I'm just upping my volume a little bit to hear more of the game sounds. But yeah, one of the tanks we've seen quite a bit in Clan Wars so far, throughout the whole of it, like years and years, is the IS-4. Because the IS-4 is a very strong tank. And it's reliable. It's mobile enough. It's got armor enough. It's got pen enough. And it's got... Sorry. And it's got basically alpha damage enough. And that makes it a very good tank to drive. At the same time, generally in normal battles, it's the Mets and the Lights that dominate it. And not necessarily dominate as in there's many of them, but it's easier to manipulate the battle with them because they're faster. But at the same time, less armor, etc, etc, etc. You know all that. So I think that a mixture of like fast tanks and more armor tanks like this is something to always go for. Oh, we have a 7th player on the other side. We have another E100. I am glad that they managed to get a full team, because otherwise I would have felt really bad for them. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Feast play. This is actually, because I have to admit, I'm not really someone that watches streams and videos and stuff on YouTube myself. I do love streaming and making videos and all of that, which I know is very like hypocritical maybe, not what you expect. Oh yeah, Darren just reminded me of something. So, in 8 seconds we're gonna begin. And it's gonna be cool, I'm sure. I'm gonna be curious to see where they were going, because you can dominate B from C and you can dominate B from A. There you go. Free camera. So we have the enemy team that is focusing partly on the desert, and it seems that most of the team is gonna go to the desert, which means that we have the T62A over there that is nicely spotting. We have all of these going to the desert as well. I honestly always think that in randoms, desert is definitely the way to go, mostly because they have much better positioning. No one is going straight into base A. They're all, I think, waiting for the rest of their team. People are getting spotted. We do have pretty much everyone taking the position that they want to be in. We have B-Huff over there in a tricky position that I always find it hard to get shots in there. But not much is happening yet. Bit of spots all around, but not really any shots being fired. I'm just gonna take you around. We saw a shot being fired, but no damage being done. We have the E100s that are hanging out at the back there. The Object 268 that has not been spotted. And there we go. And a little shot there. E100 is difficult to hit in that position. No one's going for any base. No one's going basically anywhere. And we are holding. I think we see some HE shots at heavily armored tanks. And now we have the T6-A repositioning himself. A few blind shots being fired, I think, at the train tracks. Even though there's no one there, but they don't know that. And basically, not much is happening. There you go, that's a nice shot. More people being spotted. And we have a lone Object 140 over there that is going to grab a base. Oh no, he's not. He's actually going around. That is cheeky. He's going to light them up at the back, and that's going to be some massive damage. I'm going to... Ooh, nice. Oh, he's going back. I think he's making sure that they're all in the desert, maybe. Not sure what he's doing there. We do see that NTK1 is taking some damage, but at the same time, ooh, that was a nice shot. Feast is losing some HP as well. It's pretty even, about 1k difference, but that's a few shots. It's getting a bit more now. Basically, they're just doing some sneaky shots. I quite like that. We have the Object 140 that is now hovering near the desert. And now we see a base being taken, and I think that they need to do that in order to secure their victory. We have the Object 140 that's going in. There you go, he's being bait. But they did get the base. So now they have the point advantage, they have the HP advantage. All they need to do now is to just hold. And we'll see what happens. IS-7 there is nearly gone. Can be an HE shot now. Possibly. Hopefully. And they're pulling back a little bit to... Ooh, tracked. Quite some missed shots, but overall, there's still about 1k damage, well, HP difference in the pool. And Feast is slowly but surely nibbling away at the health of NTK1. We have the Grill repositioning himself. We have the Object 268 still hovering at the back safely there. He's now moving in. We have a first kill being made. The IS-7 manages to bounce that, but they are moving in. Look at this, 5 tanks together. We have the IS-4 over there that has the least health. But now we're gonna see a push, we have to. There goes the IS-7, there goes the Object 140. I think the E100 is next, even though someone will take a hit from that 268. They're not really committing to the push yet, but there we go. We have the 113, then we get the T62A. Shots being fired, Grill is dead. E100 is being absolutely focused on. There he goes. And now we have one E100 left and a 268, and I kind of feel sorry for them. The way that they're... that everyone from Feast is going for them. Ooh, that's nearly that 268. There we go, and now we only have the E100. And now they have none. Feast wins the game. Nicely done. I like that it's telling me that I can buy a premium account on this account. But yeah, Feast did more than twice the, well, almost twice the damage that and one NTK1 did. It was a pretty nice match. Bit of a steamroll in the end. Basically, Maddox has chosen a name that says that the game destroys the mod. As in the moderations to the game, like the skins and all of that. So yeah, in just over a minute we're gonna have the second match again on Desert Sands. We see a different lineup on Feast. We have 2 IS-4s, an Object 140, a WZ-113, a 268, a Patton this time, and another 113. And on the other side they haven't quite decided yet what they're gonna do. And No, they lost the grill, which I think is a good call, because in randoms it can really work. In Clan Wars, I'm not sure that the grill is that good a tank. Yeah, you can't use... Ooh, they have a spectator. Okay. We have 2. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know that. Anyway, oh, there's the grill again. We have an IS-4, a 268, an E100, an STB-1, a 140, an IS-7, and a grill. So in 10 seconds we're gonna go. I did ready up. I want to check that because I hate missing that. It happened one game, but that was over luckily in like 1.5 minute last Twister Cup, I believe it was. Ew, Maddox is not playing. Then I wonder who that is. But yeah. Let's go. Second match. And we see all of Feast moving to the desert again. And we see that NTK1 is doing the same thing. No one's going for a cheeky fast cap. We have the Object Mod 40 spotting each other. And then staying back. Some shots being... Ooh, ow! That shot! Nice! That was over 1k damage gone in just like 1 second. That was very cheeky but lovely. So we see more shots being taken. I'm gonna take the camera back a little bit. They are trying to cap base A, but deciding against it now. And we see some good damage shots being taken. There's like a 2k damage different HP damage now between the teams. We have a grill that has been spotted. We have a pattern that needs to be careful not to get shot by said grill. But he is moving to avoid that happening. And we see the IS-7 that is in a bit of trouble, but he can't really do much from there. He can't really move from there either. That was a sand shot, unfortunately, because it would have been nice to hit the IS-7 in the bum. And pretty much half the team on either side has been spotted. The 113 is now pulling back. He does take a shot for it, but the IS-7 is in a very bad position there. He's not going to be able to do much at all, especially not focused as he is. And we see that NTK1 is steadily being, well, losing its HP. We have the IS-7 over there that has lost a lot of HP now. And he's just a few shots away from dead. Maybe 1, maybe 2, just 1 now. So there goes the first tank. No one is really making push. Alpha is pushing on the other IS-4. He is making a cheeky cap over there. He does have his team behind him. And Feast is moving. They are rushing in. They're capping the base together. They're focus firing. There you go. IS-4 is now... Ooh, not dead. Almost. Almost. Oh, seriously. 1 HP. That's RNG for you. There goes 1. That IS-4 is like the luckiest tank alive, but there he finally goes. And now it's 7 versus 4. We have the Object 268 that is just being absolutely slaughtered right now. We have an E100 that is not being ignored, also steadily losing HP, and the 268 is now gone. We have the E100 over here that is also not going to survive for much longer. And that's going to be... There he goes. And now we just have 2 guys left. The grill, of all people. Ooh, Feast lost the guy. Oops. Yeah, fires aren't nice for that. But it's an STB. He's going to die pretty quickly. The grill is now gone. And the STB is probably going to get rammed. There you go. That was a nice ending. So 3 people that on Feast side, but still they did about 4k damage more than the enemy team, and it was a fun match. I love the push, and pushes are meant to make you lose HP, so yeah. So that's that. And let's see, do we still get matches tonight? Well, tonight for you, today for me. Yeah, we do. We still get the finals. And the finals is... Dun 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 dun. Do we know yet? No, we don't know yet. Let's see how Rory did. No, there. It's Rory versus Feast. In about 20 minutes. Let's see. That should be fun. We're gonna go to... Oh, crap. I forgot to look at that. Faust. Oh, I love Faust. Faust is such a fun map. Such a tricky map too, but it's so fun. So, Faust. Let me see. I have the map here somewhere. There you go. Faust. Faust I love because you have the tunnels and you have the bridge. Well, it's not really bridge, but you know what I mean. And it's just so cheeky. You can get cheeky shots in from all kinds of weird places that you don't really expect it to. And then you suddenly get hit, or then you suddenly manage to land a shot. We have base A, which is the medium base. I always prefer going that way, mostly because I find it easier to like roll across the map from that angle and to get behind the enemy that way. So we have base B in the middle. D and C are pretty much the bases that people always at least cap, even though you can shoot one from the other if you're not careful. But at the same time, I like doing that because I like cheekily peek out, shoot, and then pull back just a little bit, keep capping but not get shot. And base B is a very fun base to cap as well because it has the train that can protect you, but it can also basically get you absolutely slaughtered. So we're just gonna see what happens then. And the second map that we had was... I'm just gonna look here. Fort Despair. That's one of my least favorite maps, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of Fort Despair because it's a very small map. And in my opinion, it's quite... predictable. Let's go with that. So this is Fort Despair. You have 3 bases, all of which are pretty open depending on where you are. C is probably the most protected, but it also, yeah, like I said, it very much depends on where your team is and where the enemy's team is, on whether or not you will be able to cap anything. I like going towards base B and spawning people there and then seeing if I can cap either A or B if everyone else is apparently at C. That kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a good map though. It makes for interesting gameplay. Yeah, of course the famous grill tactic by Raid last tournament season, where they went to the corner at around F6, where there's now a nice tribute with a barbecue. And it's just, yeah, it's a good... I always say this, it's an interesting map. All maps are interesting in their own way. This map always makes me feel like I'm fighting in close quarters. And that's something that I can be in the mood for or definitely not. But yeah, those are the maps we're going to be seeing soon. I'm just going to have a quick look at how much time we have left. And it starts in... about 15 minutes or so. So I am gonna show you a replay. Oh, this one will do. Let me see. We have Fizzy, though that's not the one we're following. We are following One Another. One Another is someone that I really like as a guy. As a player, I don't understand him at all. As you can see, he carries no promo. And he also doesn't use provisions. He's just like handicapping himself. And I honestly never understand why. He can't make it. He can't explain it in any way that I understand. But he's an absolutely great guy. And I can have really interesting discussions with him, mostly because he has an interesting way of looking at things. And I quite like that. But he isn't a Super Pershing, which is a very, very troll tank to drive, basically. If you're in a bit of a good position, it's very tricky to shoot this tank. Especially with the way that the turret works and all of that. I'm not sure what he's doing here. I think he's trying to spot. I don't think he's gonna be able to get a shot in there. Why don't you check with sniper mode, Lucas? Why? Dang, he's making shots. He's not even checking if he's properly aimed or not. And he's not. Oh, there. Look, he's sniper moding. I'm proud. But yeah, he's in a bit of a tricky position there. He's not really doing that much, to be honest. There's an AMX up there. He bounces on that. And he's putting back in time so that the T-32 can't really shoot him. That is a good thing to do. So let's see. Basically, not much seems to be happening. He's now turning around to face other things. I think he wants that type. But the type isn't showing himself enough to actually get shot. T-32 is making use of the fact that he's no longer there by pushing. And he is turning around. I think... Ooh, there goes an AMX. There you go. Now the AMX can get shot. And a lot. Though the RU is in... Ooh, that was lucky. He was lucky to survive. But he had to have hit that in order to actually survive. But he's still full health. There are 2 tanks down. So this is looking to be a difficult match. There you go. That helps. We have an IS-3 over there. People are dying left and right. We have a J-Panther that has nearly no health left. We have a CDC that's getting shot. We have a Fizzy that is quite hurt. Ooh. And it's 4 versus 3, and the IS-3 is steadily destroying the Tiger P, so that's difficult. Especially when you shoot the corpse. Come on, you can do it, Lucas. There you go. And now he's actually blocking the shot from his teammate, which is not a good thing. Is he gonna... Yeah, he is gonna survive, at least for now. Now he's gonna get shot by the CDC, and that's gonna murder him. Ooh, not even. Lucky Tiger. Again. Tiger, you're now blocking your own teammate. That's not really a good thing. Honestly, I like this guy, but why don't you even try to, like, sniper mode and stuff? Ooh, there goes Fizzy. So now we get a Kolobanov situation, which is always fun to watch. Nice bounce. Shoot him, shoot him. You need to kill him. Oh no, he just draw out the CDC a bit more. That helps as well. He has no adrenaline, so he's not actually able to, like, help himself with that. And with the whole lack of things that he puts on his tank. Chin, I did ask. I actually got promised that we would be able to stream other teams if we weren't in the match just yet. But I didn't get it. Now he's sniper moding. Uh-oh. This is not looking good for Lucas. And points-wise, it's not looking good either. Uh-oh. Oh my god. This is too tense. These are the kind of ace battles that I both love and hate. Another bounce. Ooh, now it's one shot versus one shot. There you go, he did it. Nearly 4k damage, 5 kills. Awesome. That was quite an epic ace. Nice. Even though he's like I said, he doesn't use the things that the game actually offers to help. But yeah, we're gonna go back to the matches soon. Let me see how long we have left. I hate that you can actually only enter a group number instead of just entering the team name. That would make it a lot easier. Let's see. 15. That's 10 minutes. I'm not gonna risk doing another replay because it's like 7 minutes. It's a little tricky. But yeah. To be honest about the whole Asia Clan Wars thing, I'm not really all that familiar with all the teams. Of course I know Feast and I know ID, but other than that I don't really know the competitive scene over there. And that's mostly because it's sort of like literally and figuratively far away from my bed, as the saying goes. But it's... honestly, I just love all competitive gameplay. And for me, it's less about the clans behind it and more about how you see the teams play. And the clans that I picked to stream are basically a show of that. I've picked Pramo because they've been consistently at offlines and in finals for years now. And even though a lot happened on NA, and it will be interesting to see whether they still have the same level despite all the member changes that have happened over the last year, and RGN basically starting to exist and all of that. I did feel that they should be represented, so that's why I chose to stream them. And I know that Brian is streaming RGN, so that's definitely going to be cool to watch as well. I might actually just rewatch a stream to see how they play. And on EU, I stream R2K because I absolutely love their game style, the way that they play, the focus fire, the team play that they have, or at least that they have had in the previous tournaments and everything. And there's never a guarantee that it's the same thing this time around, but that's basically, I honestly really love it. And same with Feast, the way that I have seen them play in the offline stream, I liked it. And I have 2 friends there that I really like, of course, otherwise they wouldn't be friends, but yeah. And I just felt that Feast would be the one to follow this tournament, and I think that also helps that, as opposed to Feast, ID doesn't really speak English from what I've understood, and that makes it difficult to converse with them and to interact with them. And with Feast, like I said, I'm since as of yesterday, that is, I'm on the Discord server now, and it's fun. I like being a part of the social part, even though I don't really particularly care about the clan politics anymore. I used to long time ago, but for me it's just that always just invites drama. And right now it's just, for me it's about the gameplay. I want to see the games, I want to see how the teams do, and I want to not focus on things that have happened or things that are happening between the clans and the players and all of that. So yeah, that's basically just me chattering away when we wait for the next match, which should be pretty soon. Let's see. It doesn't do a countdown here anymore. I just keep clicking because it's automatic. But yeah, in like 3 minutes the room will be up. And then 5 minutes after, we will have the second match of the day, which will be Feast versus Rory. But overall, it's just, like I said, it's just good fun to stream these games, and it's so different from the random games. I stream those too every now and again. Well, it has been quite a long time, but still, I really like it, and it just offers a different kind of insight. And that's basically why I prefer to just do this. If I had to choose between making videos myself or streaming these kind of things, I would be streaming these kind of things like 24/7. Because it's exciting. There's no literal pressure on me as opposed to the gameplay, so I don't need to worry about noobing out in the game itself. I do need to worry about noobing out on the stream, of course, and the way I do it. But yeah. So right now we are just waiting. By the way, I see the Smasher there, so I'm just gonna chat a little bit about that as we wait. I have played that thing on the press account, and it's so ugly, but it's fun. I'm really not a fan of the KV2, but I do like the Smasher. But at the same time, it's like in euros, it's 33 euros, and that's quite expensive for a for tier 7. There we go, we have a room. I'm readying up. Honestly, I never want to miss out on readying up again. So there we go, we have a team. And we are waiting for everyone to ready up. This is like, I understand you need 5 minutes to get everyone together if they're not just quite ready yet, and to decide the tanks and to ready up and maybe just talk tactics a little bit and everything. But 5 minutes is quite a long time to just ready up. But it will be fun to see this, especially on Faust, because I really love Faust. I know that the words that I use the most to describe this game are cheeky and interesting and tricky. But basically the thing is that every map in their own way are those three things. The way that you can go up above or down below on Faust makes for very interesting tactics. And I just love seeing what people do on this map. And because what you do on this map in Clan Wars, I feel is very different to how you would be playing it in randoms. Mostly because you have a team to depend on, and that depends on you. Whereas in randoms, you just need to do what's best for you. And especially in Supremacy mode. I never play random encounters anymore. Unless I have to, because my teammate makes me or something. Just looking at the chat a little bit. But yeah, I like it. I like almost all the maps. I'm not a big fan of deserts. Fort Despair. This is like the matchup of my favorite map with my least favorite map. And I think that some maps are a lot more team dependent than others. Maps like Castilla, for instance. If the enemy team happens to stick together and your team splits up a little bit, your team generally gets steamrolled. Or, Fort Despair, because it's so small. And it's just, yeah. What other maps? I love Canal. Canal is my second favorite map, and Vineyards. I love maps that are a little bit more open, that you can, in my opinion, more easily manipulate the battle in. And Faust is one of those, mainly because it's so quirky. Quirky is, I think, the best way to describe Faust. Not just cheeky and interesting and tricky and all of that. Quirky. But yeah, I'm gonna love seeing how people will play this map and what Feast will be doing and what will be the result. So we still have 2 minutes to go. Okay, but now we have the lineup, so I'm gonna just talk a little bit about that. On Feast side, we see 4 IS-4s, an E3, an Object 140, and a 268. So that's quite a bit of armor, some mobility, and a few big guns. And on Rory's side, we're seeing 2 IS-7, 3 IS-4s, an E50M, and a 268. That's interesting choice. In my opinion, that is. I can't ever say that anything is right or wrong, because teams choose their tanks based on maps and on tactics and on what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do, so things that look weird to me might be completely normal and completely, like, perfect in the end. I think always that the E50M, because it's so easily promoted, isn't the best Clan Wars tank around. But supposedly on maps like this it could work really well, because it can sidescrape quite well. It's troll, it can ram, it's reasonably fast, at least compared to heavies, if not to most mats. And it's a fun troll tank to drive. So, we just have half a minute left to go. Again, IS4 Gluttony. I always think that E3 is such an interesting choice because it's a heavily armored monster, but at the same time it's quite slow getting anywhere. That was my third tier 10 that I had, because I went down all the TD's lines at first. And I loved it. I loved the whole line. I aced this tank very quickly at the time. But it's not as competitive as it used to be anymore. At least until it got buffed again, and now it's just completely stonk and mean. So there we go. Everyone loading in. Oh look, there's that tank. There we go. Let's see. We have Rory that is focusing on base D and a little bit towards the middle. We have Feast that is focusing on base C, and that is going towards base A. And I think that's a good call because you want to get 2 bases as quickly as you can. But they have to be careful with that E50 because that is going down below. We have people being spotted, shots being taken, but no damage being done just yet. Ooh, they're capping base B. That's very cheeky. We have an IS-4 over there that is gonna decap it. But he is putting himself out there. That is a very lucky sleeping lion. We have the E50M that is losing HP. And they have to keep that base decapped. He is taking some damage though for decapping that base. But they aren't getting away with it. We have the objects 140 over there. That is... Ooh, that was a big hit into the IS-4. This will be tricky for Feast. Especially with the IS-4 that has to extend itself. But the object 140 has now capped. They're not really capping base B. They can afford to let it be capped now because they have the advantage. But they need to be careful. Sleeping Lion needs to pull back. And he needs to be careful not to get shot again or he's dead. But same for the E50M. But we have Rory that is pushing in here on one lone IS-4 with an IS-4 and E3 and another IS-4. And he has to be very careful there. We have a big push coming on, I think. We have the 268 that is going to go after the IS-4. He needs to pull back right away, otherwise he's going to get killed now. Because that's going to hurt a lot. There he goes. And now Feast is in a bit of a pickle because we have the object 268 that is hanging out at base A. And now he's getting called to move in somewhere. The only downside of this map is that it's hard to find the right angle to show. This is not what I meant. Sorry about that. But this is tricky because now Rory is grabbing another base. Feast is down 2 tanks and has quite a bit of HP gone. We have Rory that has 3k, almost 3k XP more. And they have more people. So they are in a lot of trouble. There goes another one. Now it's 4 versus 3, but Rory has a lot more HP, so they need to be careful there. And that IS-4 is gonna get absolutely hurt over there, especially when he's in that position. Ooh, he's losing it. He is trying to get away, but he's not going to be able to. Ooh, that was a nice shot by the E3 over there. Object 140 is gonna help the IS-4. I think they kind of have to, but the IS-4 turned around to face him and... This is not looking good for Feast. I think this is definitely in Rory's bag. Especially now that Alpha has also been shot and dead. This is why I love Faust, and this is probably why at the moment Feast doesn't. But this is not gonna go well for Feast. And now it's just 1 tank left with very little HP, and there he goes. Excellent gameplay by Rory. Again, I'm not accepting any friend requests on this account. Don't take it personally. It's nothing personally. I don't play on this account, so it's quite useless. But that was a definitely interesting first match. And we'll see what happens next. So we now have 1.5 minutes left to go. I think Feast is discussing what to do. They're taking another e3, which is cheeky. I think we're gonna see 4 IS4s, 2 e3s in object 140. And Rory is yet a little undecided, but their lineup worked quite well for them. And they're going for 2 IS7s, an E50M, 268, IS4, and probably 2 more IS4s. IS4 is definitely a good clan, good tank, sorry, to use for these kind of games. But yeah, let's see if they change their tactics now and go for different bases or a different direction. I think the fact that Rory stayed together more and they pushed as a whole, that just worked out really well for them. So we have half a minute left to go. I'm going quite fast. I hate the waiting game. I would just like, someone presses ready, and if they're both ready, then they just go. I would love that. So here we go. Second match on Faust. I love the camos though, especially the pink one. Pink is the best camo. We have Feast again splitting up a little bit, going towards A and going towards D. And we have Rory basically doing the same thing they did last match on the other side. So I'm hoping, I think they're doing the same thing, hoping for different results, at least on Feast side. We see an HG shot being taken there, but they are capping it quite nicely, even if they do it like a moment later. We have Rory that is a bit more spread out right now. We have Feast that is pulling back a little bit. They are spotting people, but they're not really getting in any position to get shots in. And we have Rory pulling up together. I think they're gonna push again. We have the IS4 over here and the Object 140 over there, not having any targets, not having any things to shoot. With the E3 being spotted but not much being done, we have the E50M that's going up a little bit in the middle. Basically, this is a bit of a stalemate right now. So I'm just gonna take you around to see the other side. We have Rory that is making a bit of a push right now. Shots being fired. Not too much HP being lost. We have the E50M going for a cheeky cap in base B again. We have HP being lost all around, but it's pretty even. And both teams are capping a second base, but Huff just left it. And now Rory has 2 bases, and the pressure is definitely on Feast for this one. They have to win if they want to get through. And they have to be careful. Shots being fired, but the E50M is not yet punished. Ooh, that was a big hit into the IS7 over there. Very cheeky. Ooh, that, okay. Destroyed Mods is in a lot of trouble now, especially since the IS4 shoots the bomb, but actually manages to do no damage. Ooh. Tanks gone on both sides. They need to focus fire. That A50M is bouncing a lot. That is quite epic. And not a very easy thing to do in these close quarters. We see HP being lost all around. People are pushing. And this is very, very tricky. They need to make this count. They need to take out the E50. They need to take out that IS4 at the back. I'm gonna take you over there now. We have people losing HP all around. We have the E3 that is face hugging the IS4, doing some nice damage here. And the IS4 is pushing up behind. This can go really either way, to be honest, especially since Frost is not helping the E3. Ooh, there we go. Tanks dropping left and right. We have Rory now pushing in, but we have the IS-4 at base B that is pretty isolated. We have the Object 140 that is running around. We have the IS-4 over here that is in a lot of trouble. Basically now it's 5 versus 2 and that is not looking good for Rory. I think he's going to try to take out... yeah, there he goes, the IS-4. And now we just have one IS-4 left. I'm gonna take you in for a bit of a close-up, if I can get my camera to do what I want. Face hug him. He's tracked now. Ooh, there he goes. One more shot. And there he goes. Second game is Feast. I think they expected Rory to do the same kind of thing, but we're more prepared this time. I like that. So 4.5k more damage than the other team this time around. But I like the way that Rory focus fires. I think that they were too split up this battle. I think that that cost them. So now we get Fort Despair, which is basically a map where we have seen reels being pushed and mice holding. And to explain the stream delay, we kind of have to, because you don't want any team to see the lineup of the other team. So we actually have a 5-minute stream delay to make sure that no one sees the lineup of the other team. I'm gonna hit ready before I forget. We have 1 minute left. We see on Feast side, we see 4 IS-4s, a mouse, a T-62A and an E3. So that's quite a bit of firepower and armor again. And on Rory's side, we see 2 IS-7s, probably 3 IS-4s, a mouse, and Object 268. And oh yes, mouse. And an E50M now. Okay, so we have an IS-7, 3 IS-4s, an E50M, a mouse, and a 268. Different lineups, but similar in, I think, armor in a way, and maybe guns, if you compare it a little. I think that all in all, the 268 gets around the map more, but at the same time, the E3 can hold more. Mice, obviously. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. Fort Despair. No grills. Pink camo, I approve. To be honest, I always like the camos that look the most gaudy on tanks. That's why I love the Chieftain MK6 camo as well, because it's so colorful. Let's see, up and away. We see Rory moving mainly towards base C. We have Feast that's moving towards B and C more. Now we're seeing a sort of similar split on Rory's side as well. I think they're gonna look at where the other team is before they make any decision and commit to anything. But we have most of Feast at base C. And we see first shots being taken, if no damage being done yet. We have the E50M that spotted people. We have the E3 that is in a cheeky position there. And not much being done just yet. Want to take you over to the other side, see what happens there. Shots fired. That's such a meme, but yeah. Not much happening just yet. And I think that if Rory realizes that basically these two are here on their own, that they could have the upper hand. Blind shots being taken in the bush, but the E3 has not been spotted yet. And I think that's good. First shot being taken, first damage, well, not first shot, first damage being done. It's always so easy for me to say what I think should happen now, but of course they don't know that because they don't see the enemy position.